Rishi Sunak comes out against further lockdown, and the World Health Organization praise the Wuhan labs. Hello everyone and welcome to today's first program. Today's all about Boris Johnson's cabinet. Over the last few days we've seen the absolute chaos that we've had in the shadow cabinet with Sir Keir Starmer's team. People lying, people just attacking each other for absolutely no reason. We've also had the SNP having their infighting. Today is about Rishi Sunak because we have reports from the Daily Telegraph that he's decided to come out against further lockdown. Also, Rishi Sunak is one of the few cabinet ministers who's from day one, he hasn't actually changed his position. He was always skeptical towards having random further lockdowns and restrictions. He was always wanted to make sure that the economy comes back and people could just get back to normal. That's why he's I don't know if it was coincidental or just on purpose. He's always away when there is negative news. He's always around when there's positive news. If he's spending money, if he's giving out free food and furlough and eat out to help out. And so he's been seen as one of the good ministers so far. He's enjoying his peak, but he's come out, according to his allies who've leaked this information to the Telegraph, is that he's quite concerned that scientists, part of SAGE, the so-called independent body that advises the government on scientific and medical issues, he's quite concerned that these scientists have replaced the original target of protecting the NHS and saving lives with a focus on getting the case numbers down. So he's basically implied that they are moving the goalpost because there are a number of SAGE members who want to actually continue the lockdown. Some of them actually want to have annual lockdowns every winter. So that Rishi Sunak is quite concerned because firstly, he's a free marketeer. He wants to ensure that the economy comes back because that actually affects people's livelihoods. And he's now been skeptical towards this new proposal that's coming out from the SAGE and some of the members. He has told his allies that Britain is now approaching a fat lady sings moment when lockdown must be lifted and never to return. It is quite interesting that this has happened, and there are lots of speculations. People are saying this is just good cop, bad cop. That Boris Johnson knew about this, then he's sent Rishi to go out there to indicate some positivity from the cabinet, and some people just say it's just rumors that Rishi Sunak has decided to just leak. But according to his ally, whoever that person is, Rishi remains where he has been throughout the pandemic. He's pro-opening as quickly and as safely as possible. This needs to be the last time we do this, according to mentioning the lockdown. And this is a fat lady sings moment. We can't lock down again. Rishi is concerned that the scientists have been moving the goalposts in recent weeks, and it's no longer just about hospitalization and also protecting the NHS. It's all about the case numbers and bringing down the case numbers. That's an interesting take, and it is true because we remember back in last March in 2020 when SAGE advised the government saying that we need this 3-week lockdown to ensure that the NHS is not overwhelmed and to flatten the curve. Well, both happened and they continued. We need to know why the lockdown is a main policy rather than just having either restrictions or a different approach. We know that the full lockdown, of course, is going to reduce infections with any virus. We've had the same with the flu and other things as well. But what is the purpose of it? Is it just to protect the NHS? Is it to bring down the case numbers? At least be honest with the people. If it's to bring down the case numbers, then just say it. Don't lie. And that's the issue that we've been facing. Now, there are a number of other cabinet ministers and departments who are also quite concerned, but they're just not really outspoken right now. Another cabinet source has said that other government departments, including transport and business, had also expressed concerns about the targets for lifting the lockdown becoming even harder to meet. Now, according to Callum Semple, who's one of the members of SAGE, he said that the deadline for 8th of March might be too soon to reopen schools. And there are a lot of members that are part of this committee. And interestingly enough, they all have various views, yet they always make the same unanimous decisions regardless anyway. I don't exactly know how they go through the process of their bureaucracy, but each one of them has been saying different things at this point, but the majority are still very much in favor authoritarian restrictions to ensure that we don't have any issues with the NHS. Now, also another one, Professor Anthony Costello has told MPs in Parliament that the areas that have cases of under 100 in 100,000 per day should reopen schools. Others just stay in lockdown. We don't care. Now, Sir Graham Brady, who's one of the senior backbenchers, the chairman of the 1922 committee, has also come out to say that the AstraZeneca jab seemed to be very effective, and considering it is giving immunity to a lot of people. Also, Pfizer is showing some good signs. Why is it that we are continuing with this policy? We need an exit strategy. Boris Johnson has come out to indicate there will be an exit strategy very soon with actual dates. We'll have to wait for that. But there is no excuse for random lockdowns anymore. Christopher Snowdon from the IEA, the Institute of Economic Affairs, has also come out to tweet that state will always want to prolong lockdown, but with 3 million people a week being given the vaccine that prevents serious illness and reduces the transmission by 67%, and the protect the NHS argument is as a line is going to wear thin pretty soon. He's absolutely right. This is exactly why, by the way, the latest numbers that we have from the ratings of each cabinet minister, the top cabinet ministers who are very popular at the moment, according to Conservative Home, are all the libertarian-leaning ones. They're all the pro-freedom ministers. We have Liz Truss was first at 85.5%, and then we have Rishi Sunak behind her, and then Dominic Raab. So the top three are the top pro-freedom Tory ministers, and I'm not really surprised. And you can see at the bottom, Gavin Williamson, minus 48. Yeah, Gavin Williamson is not having a good year, or the last couple of years actually. He's been absolutely shambolic, and his ratings actually prove that, as you can see. The problem that we have is that a lot of lockdown enthusiasts, including the left-wing commentator or centre-left commentator Dan Hodges of Mail on Sunday, has come out to criticize Rishi Sunak, saying Rishi Sunak needs to get back in his box and stay focused on the economics. Well, that's exactly what Rishi's doing. That was the whole point of his argument. This provoked Julia Hartley-Brewer to respond to Dan Hodges, saying, gosh, so now even the Chancellor isn't allowed to have a view on lockdown. Only the experts, so-called experts, and Neil O'Brien and Dan Hodges. Just them. Everyone else, just get back into your boxes and do what you're told. So this is also, if you're still on Twitter, the exchanges between Dan Hodges and Julia Hartley-Brewer have become daily, and they're quite entertaining if you want to check them out. But Rishi Sunak is, at this point, popular, competent, and there's no surprise that the latest YouGov poll shows that the question was, which of the following would make the better Chancellor of the Exchequer? Rishi Sunak is on 39%. Annalise Dodd, the shadow Chancellor of the Labour Party, is on 8%. She's actually gone down 1 point. And also, generally speaking, the opinion polls are showing that the Tories have now gone up to 43%, Labour 37%. A number of reasons for this. People are frustrated right now with this government. This government have made a number of mistakes. I've criticized them on a weekly basis, a number of policies, idiotic. The last few weeks, they have been getting their act together. That's partly the reason for that. Second reason is that there is some positivity in the news. Generally speaking, people are becoming more hopeful and optimistic. And thirdly, because Sir Keir Starmer is an absolutely terrible leader and his party is all over the place. So all this is happening. And, we've seen some good news from the Liz Truss's department, Rishi Sunak, and Boris Johnson hasn't completely ruined everything. So this is exactly why the Tories are now leading on 43%. Now, let's go to the World Health Organization, because while we can criticize our government and political parties, we have to remain united and avoid tribalism, try to be objective, because we have bigger problems in the world. We have China, the CCP, and the so-called World Health Organization that sent their investigators to Wuhan to find out more information. They came back and said, well, the facilities are excellent. Everything's perfect. It's very efficient. The WHO experts are very happy with the way Wuhan are dealing with things. And I wonder why. Firstly, we know that there are some dodgy links between the two. Secondly, the CCP had a lot of time to cover up. They even blocked the visits of the investigators initially, so they have more time to do it. Because we do have more information about the timeline of what's been happening since last year, well, since 2019. The official timeline given to us by the CCP and the World Health Organization was that the first time we heard about this, or China did, was back in December, 8th of December 2019. And then they told the WHO that there is some sort of unknown cause. That was the 31st of December 2019. 1st of January 2020, they closed the wet markets. And then 11th of January, they reported the first person who lost their life. And then Wuhan went into lockdown on the 23rd of January. And then everything else happened from there. February, we had Italy seeing chaos. New evidence shows that September 2019 was the first time when we had blood samples that showed, and this is actually in Italy, that showed a positive test. October and December, between October and December, we've seen actually rising cases, especially with flu and pneumonia, which could be linked to the new virus. November, again in Brazil. And then we had the 10th of November was the woman who's, they obviously did the biopsy and they discovered that the sample was positive as well. And then we had the leaked document in November. Everything's completely different to what we've been told. This is exactly why I say we could have debates when it comes to domestic politics, different political parties, different tribes. But we do have bigger problems out there, globally speaking. We have all these weirdos trying to take over the world and, China and the CCP causing trouble. And again, we've had some reports from the American national security, saying that the threats are actually getting worse internationally, and having Joe Biden as president does not help, because the Democrats love international conflicts. At least we had 4 years of Trump not having international conflicts being started by America. Things could change, but I just wanted to keep you guys posted on this issue, because whilst we have the UK lockdown to discuss, and hopefully we'll be coming out, the Isle of Man have just reopened yesterday. Let's not forget that there are bigger enemies out there and bigger problems that we have to discuss on a daily basis. Thanks again for watching. I just wanted to give you a quick update. Don't forget, Saturdays, we are bringing back the live streams at 8:30 p.m. As you saw last Saturday, we couldn't do it, so we did it on Tuesday a couple of days ago. And last night, we had a very, very nice Zoom video call with the members of the channel. In the next video, I'm going to post a highlight of the conversations that we had. Also, another good news is that I have a new professional microphone. So hopefully if you enjoy the sound, leave a comment in the comment section. And don't forget to click thumbs up so we could get this video spread around globally. Thanks again for watching. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Tousi, and I'll see you guys in the next video.